I'm a student and I'm going to live longer than my grandparents because my local farmer has taught me about eating good local produce from a young age. Like my friends, I'm going to pursue a career in agriculture.
Hi, I'm Josie and I'm a farmer in 2025. In the morning, I walk to my field where there's wildlife buzzing all around me because I farm in harmony with nature. I then go to my field with sheep where I also have trees growing because I capture carbon on my farm. The food I produce on my farm is organic, and because I deliver directly to the customers in my village, it's fresh and therefore packed with nutrients. I am paid the proper price that someone who produces top quality food should be paid.
Hi, I'm the customer. I've just bought this from Josie, straight from the farmer. Even though I paid extra for the climate and biodiversity, it's still more affordable than I'd find in a supermarket. And thanks to school, I learned the perfect recipe to use this in.
I wake up and mental health has changed. We don't have to wait long queues. We can access things when we need it. Everything is open 24/7 and is free for everyone. We have the same access to the same supports, no matter where your standpoint is, and you're able to get help no matter who you are. So the wording is now different. It's mental well-being because mental health meant that people would use it as a maybe derogatory term in their normal everyday life, which took it away from what it is. We all have a change in attitude, so I can now speak to my friends without it being such a stigma around it. And we're all very accepting of what mental health is and how everyone has it.
So it's 2025, and from primary school right up until you leave secondary school, children are educated about the root causes of climate change, what effects they have, and what they individually can do to help. And also alongside that, they do lessons outside in how to grow food and protect their environment.
Dylan.
Packaging in 2025 has moved away from our single-use plastics and is now using more eco-friendly materials that are compostable and more minimalistic to reduce waste produce.
Ellie, farming or food production?
It's 2025 and farming is no longer about mass agriculture. Everybody has small patches of land and everybody grows things, vegetables, fruit, all kinds of things in their own kind of place, and it's shared out amongst the community. And you know, large scale animal farming is no longer a thing either. There's just very small clusters of animals being farmed by small amounts of people.
Remy, transport.
It is 2025, it is 2025, and there are well-maintained cycle and pedestrian paths everywhere. Rental bicycles that pay you to cycle on them because they use electricity generated by dynamos to mine cryptocurrency. And also, of course, that can be for example, Young Scott could have an agreement with the system so that people can just scan their Young Scott card and create a quick account, and they can use the money to pay for their school meals without having to pay as much. Or that, and underground. The idea, and then there could also be an underground hyperloop around the area, since like they're developing it, and it's quite likely to be developed by then. And of course, the hyperloop, it can be powered by energy.
And Ellie, landscapes.
So it's 2025 and things are in motion for increasing, expanding woodland area and restoring peatlands within kind of remote upland areas. And then on a local level, wildlife corridors are connecting up sort of small areas so that, that the landscape's no longer a fragmented patch of woodlands, which are kind of islands on their own but connected in and of themselves.
Hi, so it's 2025. We're in Campbelltown, Orkney and Iona, and we have a better variety of housing. We no longer have the choice between a 1-bedroom flat or an unaffordable 6-bedroom villa, and there's lots of adaptive housing that enables young folk to stay in their rural areas or encourages young people to come and live in rural areas. It's made it easier for folk to take up job opportunities because there are opportunities here. And housing is no longer a hamper on the local economy. Isabella.
It's 2025 and the housing that we have is eco-friendly. So we're making steps towards responding to climate change, but also our buildings, our bills are more affordable as a result. And we also have access to lovely island and rural views and green spaces, which is great for our well-being.
Yep, and additionally, housing is first being offered to locals with priority given to the young people and the young families when it becomes available in the areas, so that they get their first pick and they're able to stay in their local communities. And also a tax has been put on people having second homes, specifically on the islands, so that there isn't just a bunch of empty houses in all the areas that are inoccupied or unoccupied most of the year, and all of the local areas are feeling a lot more full and a lot more buzzing with people.
And because of that, it now looks like our rural areas are more buzzing. There's lots more young people from the rural areas that have stayed, but also who have come from urban centres, especially in light of COVID, and they've brought their skills, expertise and energy to our communities.
It also means that jobs have been filled in island and remote communities. More people have moved out here to start up new businesses. The island is thriving, and when you look out across the island and the community, you can see lots of lovely, affordable housing with lots of beautiful views and green space. And it really improves our quality of life here.
And because of all the additional housing and the priority given to the young families, the schools are all running well and full of children with no prospects of closing down. And the local economy is flowing very nicely with all the new small businesses that have been brought to the area. Unlike 5 years ago in 2020, what a horrible year that was.
Okay, so the first area that we looked at in our 2025 vision was skills. We talked about the need to develop skills of young people in rural areas by focusing on skills for jobs that will exist in that area. Looking at rural skills, we thought we would do this through more relevant work experience and training so that people are aware of the types of jobs and experiences they can get in that area. And also we would need to look at how we attract young people from other areas from across Scotland to live and work in rural areas too.
And the second aspect we looked at was communities. We discussed that there should be more of an encouragement for young people in rural areas to stay within rural areas and not move out to urban areas. And to do this, probably need more funding for local businesses so that there's more of an opportunity for career development and promotion, just to keep young people within the rural areas.
Our third topic is connectedness. We want to see Scotland's rural areas become more connected, both digitally and physically. We want to see improvements to transport in terms of affordability for long distance travel and spreading awareness for existing discounts, particularly for job seekers in their late teens and 20s, and accessibility for most remote areas. We also have the vision of improved Wi-Fi quality and mobile phone connection. We believe that the pandemic has shown that remote working is a huge opportunity for people to work rurally, away from the big offices of the cities. We want to see this opportunity pursued in order to make working rurally more popular and accessible for young people.
The fourth topic we discussed was jobs. We envision more secure, sustainable and well-paid jobs in land-based industry, jobs that have no stigmas, are not just for rural people, but encourage anyone to work in and around rural places. By having more jobs like these, it would create a better awareness of the outdoors and rural places, where not just rural, but urban people will respect and appreciate Scotland's landscapes.